Hey, yo, what up? Welcome to Markman Comics. I'm Rob Markman. This is my comic book page, my comic book channel on YouTube, my second page. A lot of y'all who know me for real know that my passions are music and comic books. I have another music page where I talk mostly hip hop. All right, just my thoughts. For those of you who follow me there, I appreciate y'all. And I thought I could maintain two channels. I'm not gonna lie. I've been so busy growing the music channel, and it's a lot of work. And I started posting on this channel and I kind of let it fall off, and I'm sorry about that. But when I was at New York Comic Con, sometimes just in the comments, sometimes in my DMs, sometimes like a lot of y'all just been coming to me like, yo, when you gonna give us more comic book content? And I feel y'all, so I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna do these videos kind of long podcast style, where I'm gonna do maybe 4 topics a week, and you could watch the whole thing, and I'm also going to present it like this, and then I'm going to cut them up into segments too. So however you choose to interact with the content, I appreciate it. But please, I need your support. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, please comment, please hit that like button. All right, please share, tell your friends, and let's just let's build something. I want to build with y'all. So I'm going to put the graphic on the screen. I'm going to do a quick rundown. All right, first we're going to talk about new books this week, and as we go on week to week, this will be a new comic book day kind of rundown of what I picked up, what my pulls were for the week. But because I haven't done this in a while, these are recent-ish books. And then when we go week to week, it'll be kind of this week in comic books, right? New comic book day type stuff. Want to talk about the New York Comic Con panel that I moderated with Nas and Ghostface and Slick Rick. A lot of y'all asked me about that, so I put that link in the description, so you could watch that on your own. It's there, man. I want to talk about X-Men Age of Revelations. I have thoughts on what is going on in X-Men right now. I want to talk about it, and I want to hear from y'all in the comments what y'all think. And then I want to talk about these G.I. Joe Transformer live streams, which I think are amazing, okay? So first we're going to get into these new comic books. Got to talk about Absolute Batman Annual #1. I got it right here, somewhere around here. I also have the Batmobile cover, and I'll put it on the screen, but Absolute Batman Annual #1, man. This book is amazing. First of all, I just think as an ongoing superhero book, Absolute Batman is my favorite ongoing monthly series. I look forward to it month after month. I think Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta are doing an amazing job. I think they're killing it. We're going to get Absolute Joker before the end of the year. When people have strong reactions to that, they either love the character design or they hate it. But when that book hits the shelf, it's going to be crazy already. Absolute Catwoman caused the stir. Bane is causing the stir. A lot of people are excited about Absolute Bane, the way the storyline, the way the continuity is breaking up. The series is just really great. It's really well done. But this book right here, the first annual, is dope, man. It's by Daniel Warren Johnson. He drew and he wrote it. The book gives us some backstory on Bruce and gives us some backstory on Batman, and it's also the origin of the Absolute Batmobile. So it's definitely more than just a one-off, right? But it stands alone, so it kind of sits in continuity. It gives us some key just learnings into who Batman is, who Bruce is, how he became to be, his relationship with his dad. But it also stands as a one-off. So if you haven't been reading Absolute Batman, this is a dope place to start, but you should check out the whole series. So the big part of the book that everybody is talking about is that, and I'm trying not to give so many spoilers, but it's all over the internet. I won't give a page-by-page breakdown or anything like that. But in this book, Batman faces a group of neo-Nazis, of white supremacists, who attack an encampment of immigrants. The book makes a statement. The book makes a statement, and a lot of people are mad. It makes a political statement. And, there's a lot of people who are upset at why comic books make a political statement, and my answer to that is comic books have always made a political statement. Captain America #1 has Captain America punching out Adolf Hitler on the cover. Comic books have always made a political statement. And in this one, Batman stands up to white supremacists. In this one, Batman protects immigrants. It is a reflection of what is going on right now. It is a reflection of what's going on right now. I think it's dope. In one panel, one of the supremacists shouts out "white power" and throws his hand up like in the Nazi salute motion, does the arm salute, but he doesn't even get the sense it out. Like it's just like white power, and puts his arm out, and Batman just breaks his arm. Panel is crazy. The panel is fucking crazy, man. It got everybody going. Also in this book now, the kind of ambiguous thing, the and that gets you a visceral reaction just because we are all living in this world, particularly in America, and see what's going on, and we all have opinions on it, right? So, hey, I'm with absolute Batman on this, right? Like, but when we just talk about ICE, when we talk about just what is going on in this country, man, I think is deplorable, man. It really, really breaks my heart. But going into the comic book lore, this book does something else. So we know Batman has a no-kill rule, traditionally, right? But what about absolute Batman? There are many who believe that in this book, absolute Batman breaks his no-kill rule. Except it's not explicitly stated. It's implied. You see him with blood on his hands at the end. But it feels like it's almost either up for you to decide, the reader, or it is something that a thread that they're gonna pull on later. But Daniel Warren Johnson didn't exactly come out and tell us that he killed somebody, and I think that was done on purpose, right? Just kind of leave it up to the reader. But the issue is amazing. Like I said, I got the cover A and I got the Batmobile cover, right? Like I just think it's dope. If you can still get your hands on a copy, pick it up. This next book came out 2 weeks ago and like I said, as I do this weekly, I'll keep it strictly new releases, or maybe not strictly. Like, we don't need hard and fast rules, but I'll do more new releases. But Robert Kirkman and David Finch's Skinbreaker is a dope book. And now we have issue 2. And I've been getting cover A, and I've been getting the bigger Treasury editions because David Finch's art is fire. This kind of reminds me of like Barry Windsor. Of course, David Finch is amazing in his own right, but just like I get like Barry Windsor Smith vibes. The book and the reason why the Treasury edition is so dope is because Finch had illustrated this book on pages that are roughly twice the size of regular pages. So he's illustrating on a bigger canvas, and so the detail is amazing. So to me, the larger Treasury edition is worth it if you can see this without the glare. I gotta work the lighting in this room too, and we'll figure out the glare. But the art in this is just amazing. So the book basically follows a tribe who is like steeped in tradition, right? And as the chief of the tribe gets older, he is of course beloved and he's their leader, but he also has to be tough and physically strong. And as the chief gets older, younger warriors challenge him for his position, and it's a fight to the death. And if you kill the old chief, the new chief takes over and leads the tribe. And again, this tribe prides itself on strength and tradition. But what happens when you love the chief? And you could be like, yeah, the chief, he is getting weak. I can acknowledge that, but I love my chief, and though I'm next in line, I can't kill him. So it's kind of that moral dilemma. It's great. It's a great series so far. Like I said, the art is great, the writing is great, dope story. I'm with it. So Skinbreaker Treasury Edition. Definitely check it out. If you can't get the Treasury Edition, get the regular edition. It's an amazing story. It is Halloween, right? It's Halloween week. So I did buy a couple of these Mark Spears, The Monster and the Wolf, these blind bags. I have a sealed one somewhere, but I got a couple of these, and then I got this blank cover. Mark Spears is killing it, particularly with the horror books, and I got this blank cover. So the blind bags were fun. They weren't expensive, and you had a chance to ticket, like a golden ticket, like a Willy Wonka, to win some things. I got to find the sealed one. I got to open it and see if I actually got a golden ticket. And then I got this blank one. I thought that was cool. I think I'm going to ask my man Damian Scott, artist Damian Scott. That's my brother. I think I might ask him to like redo a wild version of like the Exorcist movie poster. That's my favorite horror movie. So like just an updated version of the Exorcist movie poster might be ill on this, or something with Freddy. I love the Freddy movies growing up, or maybe the Gremlins. Like I was into that as a kid. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do with this Monster and the Wolf thing, man. But shout out to Mark Spears. That was a fun one. That came out a couple of weeks ago. Let me know what you think I should be able to do with that blank. And then I also got to shout out my brother. Let me just grab this over here. My brother Chris Robinson, because he did something that was really dope. Let me make sure that doesn't fall. I don't have a lot of space here. I need more space. But my brother Chris Robinson has this All-Negro Comics, right? And you know, this is a separate edition. He collected it. It's in the comic book stores. It's in bookstores. He partnered with Image for this print. This is an important book. He actually quotes me on the back. He asked me like for a quote to put on the back cover. But I picked up a couple of these because I had to support. He sent me one for free. I bought one for my LCS. Shout out to Fat Moose Comics. Shout out to Bulletproof Brigade too in Brooklyn. And then I bought one. I had to order a couple of things off of Midtown, so I bought one from Midtown. But basically, I'll read you what it says in the back. But it says, in 1947, groundbreaking journalist Orrin C. Evans assembled a team of black cartoonists to publish All-Negro Comics, the first comic book created by black artists for black readers of all ages. Almost a century later, All-Negro Comics #1 is a little-known relic inside of an American heirloom. A little-known relic instead of an American heirloom like Action Comics #1, Marvel Comics #1, and other milestone books from that era. So, you know, it's definitely a gem. It's definitely, if you know, you know. American All-Negro Comics, America's first black comic book, preserves that history for generations to come, containing All-Negro Comics #1 in full and digitally remastered for clarity, several essays for historical context and contemporary reflection, as well as new stories by black writers and artists of today, featuring the original characters. So this is the original All-Negro Comics #1 reprinted, digitally remastered, and then they took some of the stories and made new stories based off of the characters. So Chris Robinson headed this project. This is really dope, man. So go support it. This is like really important. Go support this. And I'll just read my quote. He asked me for a quote, and I said, All-Negro Comics is a pivotal movement. All-Negro Comics is a pivotal moment, not just in comic history, but overall American history. It's a must-have for every comic collector. Rob Markman, Markman Comics. BJ Kicks, shout out to BJ Kicks from Comics Are Dope. He put this quote. He says, this medium is for all of us, and we should be proud of all of our contributions. But the legacy starts with All-Negro Comics. And so that's BJ Kicks, man. So shout out to BJ Kicks. So there's that, man. So if you get a chance, pick up All-Negro Comics. Eisner Award winning book as well. So those are just some of the books that I got. Moving on to the next, right? On to the next one. New York Comic Con panel, right? Was about a month ago at this point, but a lot of y'all keep asking me. I still get comments like, yo, bro, what was it like? Like, yo, can you recap the panel? So for those who don't know, I moderated the panel at New York Comic Con with Nas, Slick Rick, Ghostface Killer, Raekwon, DJ Premier, De La Soul, Paz, and Maceo was there. Rest in peace to Dave. We love you, Dave. Sanford Green was there. Famed artist, amazing artist, Sanford Green. And my man John Farber from Marvel was there as well. So it was to celebrate the release of Marvel and Mass Appeal, this book, Legend Has It, which turned all of the rappers I mentioned, plus the late Big L, plus Havoc from Mobb Deep and the late Prodigy, and turned them all into superheroes and created a superhero story. And basically what it is, if you've been paying attention in hip-hop, Nas runs Mass Appeal as a label and signed and partnered with all these artists to put out 7 albums this year. So Slick Rick put out a new album this year. Ghostface put out a new album. Raekwon put out a new album. Big L's album just came out yesterday. Mobb Deep put out a new album. De La's about to put something out, and then Nas and DJ Premier are going to put out an album. So they kind of use this as a promotional tool, and put all those rappers into a comic. Sanford Green did all the designs. These were limited. There's a black and white cover too. I got a black and white cover there somewhere. And so first I did a live stream with all the different rappers and everybody on Whatnot. And that was cool. And when we were auctioning off signed comics, funny thing was I got just a couple of copies of these, and I got the black and white one, and I didn't get anything signed. I was so busy working, I didn't think, or it wasn't that I even think. I was just so focused. It was like it wasn't the time to get something signed. And when I looked up, I'm like, the day was over. I didn't get any of the books signed, but it's all good. The experience was priceless, but it was really a dream come true. So we did the live stream on Whatnot, and Marvel reached out to me to moderate the panel, and it's really just combining my two loves, comic books and hip hop. So we just talked about the intersection between the two. And like I said, I put the link of the panel in the description of this video, so you can go watch it on your own time if you want to watch it. But man, I'm sitting right next to Slick Rick, dog. This is the art of storytelling, right? Like, I'm sitting right next to Slick Rick. This children's story, this Mona Lisa, this Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie is the first rap song I ever learned the words to. Slick Rick was my GOAT. Slick Rick was my favorite rapper before I knew what a GOAT was. Like, I'm like 6, 7 years old, and I know all the words to Lottie Dottie and the show. And then a couple years later, children's story comes out, and Mona Lisa and Slick Rick. Man, he had the eye patch, and he had the jewelry, and he was just my favorite. And you know, one of the funny things was we was behind the backstage getting ready, and Slick Rick's wife and business partner, she runs all his affairs as well with him, Mandy, was there, and I'm wearing my chain, right? I don't have it on today, but I'm wearing my Right to Dream chain. This is a piece. This is my own logo. This is a custom logo. Right to Dream is my company, but it's also just my way of life. Damian Scott designed the logo. I told him what I wanted. He made it happen. And my man Twiz the Jeweler, made a piece for me, man. Diamonds, black diamonds in it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm wearing this because it's just my thing. And Mandy was like, yo, I like that chain. I like that piece. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, Right to Dream. Yo, I love that. Yo, Rick, check this out. So now I'm like briefly having a jury conversation about my own custom piece with Slick Rick. I'm in the inside. I'm like, yo, I can't believe this. Like, I'm pinching myself. Like, and me and Slick Rick briefly talking about jewelry, and we were backstage. Nas was cool, but the whole thing, everything that y'all saw, I saved everything for the stage. So, just asked them about their relationship with comics. I met everybody where they was. Paz from De La has a dope comic collection, and I asked Ghostface about his relationship with MF Doom. And, because they recorded an album together that a lot of people don't know about. And Ghostface, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Ghost came into the game wearing the mask. MF Doom, of course, Dr. Doom. Asked them if they ever bonded over the mask and their kind of relationship with comics. So, that was the kind of conversation that we had. So you should definitely go check it out. Man, Young Guru was there, man. Shout out to Young Guru, my man Young Guru from Rockefeller Rock Nation. If you know hip hop, if you know Jay-Z, but he has so many dope things that he's done on his own. Young Guru, big comic book fan. Young Guru was there. Just all my peoples was in the front row, man, just cheering it on, man. So it was a great time. So definitely go check out that link. Like I said, it's in the description. And now we're going to move on to the next one. I want to talk about X-Men Age of Revelation. It's this new X crossover series that are coming out. And we're a few books into it. This X-Men storyline, reboot. I don't know what to call it. And if I'm going to be honest, I can't keep up, y'all. I can't keep up. Right? It was about a year and a half ago, maybe at this point. Maybe almost 2 years ago, when X-Men rebooted with From the Ashes. And this was after the Krakoa era. And they said, okay, we're going to give you all new X-Men. It's an all new storyline, all new thing. And, basically took the X-Men off of Krakoa. Post Krakoa, put them back. Cyclops' team is in Alaska. Rogue and Gambit's team is in New Orleans. Kitty Pryde is in Chicago. They kind of, but the X-Men are dispersed after Xavier, right? And they basically reintroduced the whole thing. There were about 15, 16 titles. It started out, and I kept up with a lot of them. X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Exceptional X-Men, NYX, X-Force, X-Factor, Wolverine, Phoenix, Psylocke, Storm, Sentinels. I was keeping up with them because I was excited because X-Men is my favorite books of all time. And little by little, I just dropped off. I stopped. I took the books off my pull list. The books just weren't good. Like, they weren't like X-Force. Like, X-Force was just like, I couldn't stand the book. X-Factor was just too wacky for me. Exceptional X-Men felt like, I don't know, like the Gilmore Girls or something. I just wasn't into it. And I started just dropping the books, and they were like leading nowhere, right? NYX, I was just like, nah, I'm good. I kept up with the original X-Men title. I liked that Cyclops team. I liked the writing in that one. Stegman, I believe, was on that one, but I love the fill-in issues by Netho Diaz. I think that's his name, Netho Diaz. I think his pencils is amazing. I love when he was filling for those issues. I really liked Uncanny. I liked the writing in Uncanny. Gail Simone was doing the writing in Uncanny. So I was keeping up. I dropped everything after a couple of issues. And a lot of them ended up getting canceled anyway. They canceled X-Force. They canceled X-Factor. They just started canceling all the X books. But I kept up with the X-Men title, and I kept up with Uncanny because I did like those two. And I kept up with Storm. But like I said, NYX was terrible to me. Exceptional was boring. X-Force was terrible to me. X-Factor just wasn't good. It was too goofy. I had to dump them, and Marvel and I wasn't the only one because Marvel ended up canceling a bunch of them. Then there was that flimsy Manhunt crossover with Professor X, and it was just like, what's going on? It just felt like it had no consequence, right? And like I said, but I stuck with X-Men, Uncanny, and Storm as standalones. But the whole X universe just wasn't working. But, it's almost like fool me once. When this reboot happened, they sold me on to something. I latched on because I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I'm like, yo, man, I can't do this. Then we got the Heir to Apocalypse storyline, and Doug Ramsey became the heir. I got those issues too. He becomes Revelation, and now we have this Age of Revelation storyline, which runs across about 15 titles in 3-issue spurts, and I don't know what's what anymore. It's like Amazing X-Men, and they changed all the titles up. They're just different titles. Everything is on pause for 3 months, and they're giving us this Age of Revelation, but it's 15 different titles. 1 through 3, like 3-issue miniseries for 15 titles. And it's all overwhelming, I'm going to be honest, and I can't keep up. X-Men to me is just doing too much. I know the business, I know the way that it works, is that number ones sell. So we get more and more number ones because we keep buying them because number ones sell. The more we buy, oh man, a new number one. And we buy them. And so what they're going to do is they're going to pump us more number ones. But the fact is these X books are spread way too thin. I mean, let's be serious and let's ask ourselves, how can this be good? How can 15 new titles be good? I mean, we have X-Men Age of Revelation 0, X-Men Age of Revelation Overture, Amazing X-Men, X-Men Book of Revelation, X-Men Age of Revelation finales. I'm just looking at this list. Then there's Binary 1 through 3, Laura Kinney Sabretooth, Long Shots, World of Revelation 1, Iron and Frost, so Iron Man and Emma Frost, Rogue and Storm, Sinister 6. Then there's the Unbreakable X-Men, and that's Gambit's team, I guess. Omega Kids with Kid Omega, Radioactive Spider-Man, The Last Wolverine with that Wendigo character. I'm just like, come on, like, why do we need a Spider-Man title? There's Cloak or Dagger, Expatriate X-Men, Undeadpool, X-Vengers, so the Avengers led by Danny Moonstar. It's just a lot, and if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where to keep up. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to go, and I just think I read a couple of them, and I'm like, I just can't keep up. I'm just overwhelmed, right? And personally, I just think that Marvel owes us better stories. I personally think the health of the comic industry comes with quality stories, quality art, and continuity. Like me reading an issue, picking up an issue, and knowing where I'm at, because then it's not only this, it's this new revamp, and then it's all the variant covers. I don't know which one I have. How do I keep up? What's the reading order? There's just no way to keep up with any of this stuff. But give me quality stories, quality art. Give me continuity. Get me emotionally invested in these stories and these characters, and I'm gonna keep coming back month to month. You can't do that over 20 titles. Like why is there a Spider-Man book? This last Wolverine book, I can't imagine that we need that. Like, let's tighten this shit up. Less stories, better stories, just more quality, right? And I promise I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually a glass is half full type guy, but I need the X-Men to be great. X-Men 97 is amazing. That show is amazing. Season 2 is on the way. The X-Men are coming to the MCU in a few years. Everybody's excited. These X-Men books need to be great. These are the foundations. This is where it all comes from. These books need to be amazing. And 15 plus books for a new redirection that's going to last 3 months doesn't scream great to me. This don't seem like a great idea. It doesn't communicate that they're confident in what they're doing or they're trying to be great. It communicates to me that we're trying to sell you new number ones. That's all it communicates to me. So I'm gonna bow out of this Age of Revelation. I'll probably wait till it hits the Unlimited app and I'll read them digitally, but I literally can't keep up week to week. So that's just me. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about X-Men. If anybody's following up, if anybody likes it, if anybody is like really in love with this, please let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And then lastly, before we close, G.I. Joe Transformers live stream. I just made a discovery this week, made my fucking week. So I'm on YouTube and I get served Hasbro's channel in my feed. I just see G.I. Joe live stream 24/7 every episode or something like that, non-stop back to back, and it's on Hasbro's channel. So I was having actually a bad day on Tuesday. It was just busy with work, but I seen that, boom, clicked it. Man, I spent a couple hours watching G.I. Joe after work, after I was done working. Then I get served Hasbro Plus's YouTube channel, and it's 24/7 live stream of Transformer cartoons. So now I'm going back and forth, and I'm in heaven, dog. Now, they've been doing this for a while, so I'm sure a lot of you know about it. I'm sure a lot of y'all know about it. But I texted all my boys that I grew up with, my boy Damien, my boy Lou, my brother Craig. I hit the group chat too, and I've just been watching Transformers and G.I. Joe all week. I got to sit down this weekend. I'm gonna catch the Serpentor series. I want to watch the whole Serpentor saga. I remember that was my favorite as a kid. But let me know if y'all up on this. I'm sure a lot of y'all are. I'm sure some of y'all aren't. But let me know if y'all up on this, and let me know what your favorite G.I. Joe and Transformer episodes are. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool. And we could talk about it in the comments. I promise if you hit me in the comments, I will hit y'all back. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, man. We're going to do this every week. I appreciate y'all being patient as I went on this hiatus. I appreciate y'all still asking for it, still bugging me for it, still like pushing me to do it and be great. So we're here, man, and we're going to work this channel out, man. I appreciate all y'all being here. I'm going to keep up with this channel, and we're back, all right? Till the next time. Peace.